So in our view, and I believe everybody was able to fit plans, elevations on one sheet. Is that right? Good. Okay. So we're going to export. Let's go to File, Tab, go down to Export. And then you're going to go up to CAD formats. So kind of the same way we did our STLs. And the first one you see, it's a DWG. Anytime you see the .dwg extension, it stands for drawing, but it's an AutoCAD file. So that's what we're going to export to. So click DWG. Okay, we're going to hit next. It's just the highlighted blue button. On this, where we're saving the file, we need to make sure we do one thing before we figure out where we save it. I want you to uncheck export views on sheets. Basically, what we're telling it is that I don't want a separate file for my elevation plan, north, south, east, west elevation. I just want one combined file. Okay, so find the place where you'll save your export. I'm going to hit OK, and then I'm going to wait for you all. We're going to open AutoCAD. Has everyone found AutoCAD?
Yes.
Great. I want you to open up your file in there. AutoCAD has two worlds similar to Revit, where we are drawing in that 3D model world of Revit. Okay, that world is the model tab at the bottom of AutoCAD. So when I tap the model, I see all of my drawings. All right, so that's where we're drawing in 2D. But then we flip to the tab of Layout 1 as our sheet file. So the drawing doesn't exist on the layout. I've got to double click in that view, and then I can start working in the drawing. So it's very much like when we pull drawings onto a sheet. Explode this title block. I didn't have anybody put their name on it, right?
I don't think so.
You did? Okay, good. All right, well, we can put a name if you didn't. To explode something, it looks like it's a group when I touch the title block. All right, I'm just going to hit X for explode and spacebar. And then I should have lots of little lines. Okay. You can delete everything of the title block. So don't delete the windows of your drawings or anything with the drawings. But you can delete everything inside of that light blue line except for your name. And as you'll see when you start selecting, if you hold down the selection bar, Revit has a really weird window that grabs, but if you let off of the selection, it would be more square. I'm leaving the blue line. If you want to put your name, you can just simply type, you have to write out text, T-E-X-T, P-E-X-T spacebar, and then you can touch the page, draw the length. Oh. All right, draw the length of where you want the text to go. And it could be really big, but we can scale it down. And here's the thing. It's a little different program, but we can use the same commands that we're learning in Revit with AutoCAD. So M for move, R-O or R for rotate, C for circle. I think just type in or select it first and type in scale and then hit the space bar. And then you're going to touch the text and you'll see that once you touch it, you can kind of zoom in and out. The laser cutter understands 4 line types, 4 layers: green, red, yellow, and cyan. So Revit exports in lots of different colors, as we see. We're going to cut out a 22 by 17 cardboard and then look at how it fits in the laser cut bed, pull the AutoCAD up with the laser cutting program, and cut out exactly what you see on this layout screen. But we just need to make sure that the 4 colors we use are based on, do we want to etch it? Do we want to cut it out? And I'm going to lead us through how to change the line types and what each of those line types mean. And your little cheat sheet for your project house 1 says, right, for example, the red color means cutting. So if I want to cut out my floor plan, I'll zoom in. If I want to just cut out the whole perimeter, I might make the whole edge red. But if I just want to etch or score to show the CMU wall type in between, because I don't want a lot of pieces, I might use green. So let's start changing and updating some layers. We're going to go into model space. So bottom left tab. And I'm going to draw a line just using L. L for line. And I'm just drawing it off to the side. Okay, I'm going to put this up on the side and then draft over here. Okay. I'm going to click on layer properties. And I'm going to create some new layers. So we're all going to have a few different layers, but all of us probably have like walls, glazing roof, areas, things like that. There is something called new layer. We could do, let's see, Alt N. Does that work in here? No. Okay. I'm just going to hover my cursor over. It's an orange sun near a stack of layers. And I'm going to click that. And I'm going to call it, let's see, I want it to show up first. I'm going to call it 1-red. Then whatever color it came up as, we see the color in the top column. I'm going to click on the color box. And then I have 6 little squares, already preset colors. Below a range of colors, I'm going to pick the red box. And hit OK. The last thing I'm going to do is change the line weight type. So to use the laser cutter, or at least our laser cutter, they all need to be at 0.05 millimeters. I'm going to change it to that line weight and hit OK. All right, I want you to make 3 more new layers. And you're going to base that on the green, cyan, and yellow. If it helps, actually, let's do this. Let's right click where your red layer is to rename it. Maybe we'll call it red-cut. That way, when you're using the line type, you can remember this one cuts all the way through our chipboard. So green is etch. If anybody needs help looking at colors, let me know. The next step is to draw 3 additional lines in your model space. And when you touch one line, you can go up to the middle of your screen and choose the new layer. So I just want you to have 4 lines in those 4 colors that you just drew. So what happens, tell me, when you touch your drawings? Are they a group or are they all separate lines? Good. Separate lines? Great. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is I want you just to delete the hatch. I don't need to know that this is, and if I delete some things, that means I don't have to change all the layers. So I'm just going to select the hatch in my walls, click, left click once and just tap it and delete. Yes. So red outline, yellow, everything else, right? And then when it laser cuts, pops out my floor plan. But it doesn't pop out all the walls and all the beds because I just scored it, okay? So to do that, I can use the tool that we already know, match. I can escape twice, MA spacebar. I can touch the red line and then touch all of my outside lines of my house to turn those red. Want inside one color before you go around the perimeter. So if I want to do everything yellow inside the floor plan, I'm going to hit MA for match, space bar, touch yellow, and then drag my cursor over the entire project. If some lines don't change, I need to explode them. So I just touch them and type in X spacebar and then try to match them to the color again. And now they work. All right, then it might be easy to go around the perimeter and make just the perimeter red. Some of you are there. You could start to do the same on your elevations. Think about cutting out the elevations, making the perimeter red. And maybe you want to cut out some windows. So maybe you make some of the window perimeters red as well. Let's grab everything in model view. So I'm just touching once, letting go of the cursor, dragging to the bottom right. Okay, once we've selected everything, I'm going to type in overkill, one word, overkill. What this means is I've got many lines on top of each other. Instead of asking the laser cutter to go red, 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 it's just going to do it once. All right, overkill and enter. And then it says delete duplicate objects, and I'm going to say okay. All right, and we need to just change a few more layers in our layout. So let's go back to layout. You can delete the titles of your drawings. And then I'm going to select that perimeter blue line. And each of the windows around my drawings. And my name. And I'm going to give all of those a yellow color. If you've done all those steps, you're going to save. I have a folder on here called Laser Cutter. You're going to save your DWG file to my laser cutter file.